GG to those who guessed the Scorpius in the teaser. Oh, okay, I've seen this picture, but I did not see that it was going to be the Scorpius. Alpha 318 Lasting Legacies. Is this a meme towards like you're taking forever? So it looks like they announced the RSI Scorpius on Tares. And it's an EMP device with a quantum jammer. So everything in the video will not be knowing this, but the statements that I made, I think, still hold true. Yeah. You're really leaving lasting fucking legacies here. Look at this guy thinking that they're going to respond to that. Yeah, I think everyone's thinking it's a QED or EMP. Looks like EMP, right? Because QED is red. So, okay. And I care. It was red in the previous image, so you guessed both. That would make a lot of sense. And here's the only reason why it would make a lot of sense. There's no ship. Was it red in the previous? Let's see. There's some red, yeah. The reason why it makes a lot of sense is there's no ship that has both. And that's the only thing they can do now to sell ships, because there's so many, is just do something that combines two really good things that are really important and useful into one thing, so that all the people who have the other things will buy the new thing. So yeah. Won't this make the Mantis pointless? Possibly. It matters how fast this is. Yeah, the thing that makes the Mantis have a point is that it's mega fast. It's the fastest ship, so. Still waiting for QED modules that we can install on any ship. Did they say that they would do that? I don't think that'll be a thing. And it wouldn't make sense to do it anyway because of speed. At this point, CIG could announce a stick and there would still be buyers. Yeah, 100%. It was the original plan, like a weapon you can mount. Yeah, I doubt that's the plan anymore. You know, a plan before implementation doesn't mean fucking shit. But I'm sure you'll hold them to that, I see. Yeah, it's a trade-off, so you lose weapons, but given what it is and how it works, it doesn't really make much sense to not be on, like, fast ships or whatever. What I'd like to see, Icy, is, like, a middle ground, maybe, where the interdictor ships, like, what did they show, like a 300 series? Maybe you could do something like that, right? But on everything, I don't know. Bit weird. So, yeah, I mean, just like look at the way the game plays. Does that make sense for you to do? To have a QED on like a Hornet? Like, no? But maybe just you want the option. Also, we assume the speed is one and the same as a regular Scorp. We know it won't be, because then you wouldn't buy this ship, right? We know it won't be. We replaced the turret with this thing, therefore there's less weight and the ship goes faster, or some complete fucking caca bullshit. It would open up more options and possibilities, yes. But It kind of goes against the way CIG is designed up to this point, where everything is unique and special, right? So I just don't see that happening, but yeah. Yeah, it's just newer, better, faster, collect the fucking money. That's what this thing's gonna be. The Hornet's selling like fucking, or not the Hornet, the Hurricane selling like hotcakes. This ship did, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think the Scorpius did as well as they maybe wanted it to. Yeah, I've seen the Asmon AI. I would not mind if it was modular, so the new Scorp does not need to be purchased. Yeah, I would not mind if any ship would not need to be purchased. That would be really cool. Except for in-game. It'd be really sick if we focused on the things that are in the game. That would be cool. But I just look at this and go, yeah, I'm not surprised. Possibly QED and EMP, but we're really looking for sure at an EMP Saber, which is interesting. I don't really feel like we need another EMP ship. Do you guys? You know? Do we really need one in a situation where distortion damage is not a great use case? It's kind of bad timing. Won't the Sentinel be losing its EMP eventually? So this would be balance. Yes, let's. They're selling a ship for in-game balance reasons. That's a new one. That's a fucking new one for me. Let's go with that one. Okay? That one's the most believable of all the things I've ever heard in my life. Let's go with that one. Right? I never said that's the reason they would sell it. Listen, take the L. L can't take the L. Okay? I'll read it again to you. Won't the Sentinel be using its EMP eventually? Question mark. So this will be balance. The ship only exists for them to sell it. That's where, like, your statement means exactly what I kind of implied. The ship only exists to be sold. The ship is not made to make the video game better. When are people going to realize this? This ship is not being made to make the video game better. The ship is being made 100% to be sold. There is no other reason to do this. This does not change the game you're playing. This does not add anything new. If anything, it takes away from the ships that people have already purchased. If it does have, in fact, a QED and an EMP. It does the exact opposite. Right? So, there's that. Is an X-Wing ship with an EMP and a QED awesome and cool? Yes. Will we see how fast it goes? Will it be useful? There is a lot of piracy stuff going on, so you could see people using this for rule of cool. You think it's going to lose its turret? Yeah, of course, because, like, if an EMP wasn't, which we all know it's not, an EMP is like a blast or whatever. If it was like a directed thing, maybe they could do something cool and have like an EMP gun and point it at something, right? That's not really a thing. So we'll have to see what happens here. But in the end, I think that's what people need to recognize is, guys, they're not making, like, they do not make very many ships or vehicles to improve the gameplay experience. I think the last one they did was adding to the Atlas platform with the Centurion, and it didn't quite work correctly. From my understanding, is it's not super effective at Jumptown just yet. It might be a lot more effective when the ship speeds slow down. We'll have to see. But they looked at Jumptown, they saw something that was missing, and added to it, right? And filled a gap in the gameplay. The C8R is a very useful ship, but was that filling a gameplay gap that didn't exist? No, there were other ships that can do that already, right? They sold the C8R because it had the usefulness of another ship, and they assumed it would sell more because it was cheaper. It's a C8, a ship in a ship, right? So you gotta look at it that way, guys. They're not here. The people who make and design the ships are not doing it to improve the video game. The people who are designing the gameplay are working to improve the video game. And I honestly, truly do believe that one day, I don't know when that day is, it may be years from now, that one day when there is a lot of gameplay that can inform or create holes that are missing in the game, then design teams could create ships that fill those holes, right? Or those roles that are missing that get created. Guys, they created a giant ship that drops bombs and have yet to make a mission where the goal is to do bombing runs. These ships are not made to sell gameplay. They are made to sell ships. They are made to make money. They're not there to improve the gameplay, period. And that's it. That's all I got. All right.